I can't believe this is happening. In just the last 48 hours, the world got pushed one step closer to actual war. In a crazy strategic move, United States President Donald Trump ordered 2 American nuclear submarines to be moved after Russia said some insane stuff. Now, with these giant silent subs moving in the ocean, Moscow is firing back with its own warnings, turning a war of words into a terrifying military standoff. This is not a drill, guys. This is a real life naval chess match that could literally spiral into open war. How did we get here and what happens next? Okay, so here's how this whole thing kicked off. It all started with a super tense showdown between the US and Russia. President Trump, fed up with the war in Ukraine, threatened to hit Russia with insane new sanctions if the war doesn't stop, and he set a crazy deadline of August 8th. It was a massive ultimatum that got a super sharp comeback from Russia's former president Dmitry Medvedev. Medvedev fired back, calling it an ultimatum game and basically a step towards war. He even brought up Russia's insane Cold War nuke system, which is a wild reference to automatic retaliation. That seems to be what set it all off. In a public post, President Trump announced the US response. He had ordered 2 US nuclear submarines to be moved to appropriate regions, saying it was a necessary move, just in case. These foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. We literally have no idea where they are, but the message is crystal clear. This is a massive show of American military power. So how did Russia respond? They're playing it cool, but trust me, they are not backing down. While they haven't announced they're moving their own subs, Russian officials are making it known that they have more than enough submarine power to counter any American move, and that their forces are tracking US ships 24/7. And get this, they have the hardware to back it up. Russia just commissioned the Knyaz Pozharsky, its newest Borei I-class nuclear missile submarine. This thing is an absolute monster, and it's now officially part of their northern fleet. Even though its launch was planned for a while, having it enter service right now is a huge flex. It sends a crazy signal that Russia will not be intimidated and is ready to match any move with its own incredible firepower. So what does this all mean for us? We're now in the most high-stakes chess game in history, defined by military gear and political dares. On one side, you have America's Ohio-class submarines. I'm not exaggerating, these are among the most powerful weapons ever created by humans. Each one can carry ballistic missiles with multiple nuclear warheads. They are the definition of silent but deadly. But in the other corner, Russia has its Borei A-class subs, like the brand new Knyaz Pozharsky, which are built to be stealthy and are armed with their own devastating Bulava missiles. This whole situation is terrifyingly balanced, with tensions already maxed out over Ukraine and that deadline getting closer every second. The risk of someone making a mistake is through the roof. Experts are freaking out because the old treaties that stopped this kind of thing from happening are gone. The guardrails are off. This crisis is now a two-front battle. One diplomatic, one military. Diplomats are literally scrambling to fly to Russia this week for last-ditch talks before the deadline. The White House says its goal is simple: get a deal and stop the fighting. But even President Trump has admitted that sanctions might not be enough to stop Russia, saying they're experts at getting around them. This leaves the entire world in a ridiculously dangerous spot. Moving these submarines, which are symbols of insane destructive power, has raised the stakes for every single person on Earth. Will these last-minute talks actually work? Or will all this posturing lead to an accidental, catastrophic war? The line between sending a message and starting a real conflict has become razor thin, and the whole world is holding its breath to see what happens. I have to know what you guys think. Is this a necessary show of force to bring about peace, or are we watching a dangerous slide towards a wider war? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments below. I'm reading all of them. And if you want to stay on top of the critical events shaping our world, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You are not going to want to miss what happens next. Like this video, share it with your friends, and thanks for watching.